Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Appreciate it as always. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19 folks. It's about to, it's about to pop off. Oh, you're my. I'm not even going to try and sing Steven Tyler. That's crazy. But you know what? You're my angel. If anyone remembers that Aerosmith song, or should I say knows of that Aerosmith song. But yeah. So let's take a look at this because this this is kind of wild. Now the first update of All-Star voting came out. Of course, Caitlin Clark's at the top, but does not have much of a lead. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Because Caitlin Clark fans are basketball fans. See, and unfortunately, they've made the mistake of voting for players that they think deserve to be on the All-Star team, like Nafisa Collier, which is why she's second. The only problem is the only people voting for Caitlin Clark, the only people voting for other Indiana Fever fans are Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans, right? No one else is selecting those players, while Caitlin Clark fans are selecting other players they think deserve it. It's not going the other way around, so it's making it a little too close. So, hey, look, I'm not going to say put people on that don't deserve to be all-stars, but you know what? Maybe you just vote for Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, the players on the Fever that you think deserve it. But here is where we can have some fun and why I mentioned Angel, because this is kind of wild, folks. So we have this. Look who wants her fans to vote her back to the monkey noises. Yes, that's right. If you all remember, the WNBA investigated the Indiana Fever fans for racism when the Chicago Sky got absolutely destroyed in the WNBA opener in Indy by 8,200 gajillion points. And yet Angel Reese is out. I Talk Hoops, the Angel Reese Stan account that's like deletes a lot of stuff now because it can't take the smoke. Angel Reese enters tomorrow's game as the only WNBA player averaging a double-double this season. Double voting today, Angel posted. So wait, hold up. Double voting, which we also have here, right? This is making the rounds because people are a little confused. But I thought your fans said you were boycott in the All-Star game. Not only that, but why? Someone, please, why? Is there a WNBA journalist that exists besides Christine Brennan? Because she can't be everywhere all the time asking all the questions. Could someone ask Angel Reese, follow up, say, hey, you said there were these things yelled at you during the game against the Indiana Fever, and it was very difficult for you to hear. What specifically were those things that were yelled? And oh, by the way, why are you tweeting out asking people to vote for you for the All-Star game when it's being held in Indy? Why? Why would you want to go back there? I don't understand it. I mean, think about it. Why would she want to go back to that place? That is terrifying. It really doesn't make any sense at all. Oh wait, could it be that it was all a lie? Is that what we're saying, Angel Reese? Did you lie? Were you lying about what you heard in Indy? Is that true? Or was there really nothing yelled at you? Were there really no derogatory comments yelled at you? Because I do believe you said recently that you've never had a negative interaction face to face. Of course, you also said Caitlin Clark fans stalked you and followed you home. I mean, those don't really go together, but you did say no negative experiences in person, and here you are asking to be voted to go back to Indy, to the scene of the crime where such horrible, terrible things happen to you that I know you're still having nightmares. I know you're having trouble sleeping. I know you wake up in a cold sweat. This is why the WNBA marshaled all of its forces and resources for an extensive investigation into Indiana Fever fans. Clearly, there's a cover up because we know with all of those cameras, 17,000 people, TV, media, we know that those comments were caught on video. We know it. And yet the WNBA has not found it. So clearly there's a cover up. It's the Indiana Fever players, the organization working with Gamebridge, working with the fans to cover up everything that happened to you that's traumatized you. I mean, it's the reason you're not shooting well. I think we all know that. It's the reason you can't make a layup. Oh my, you, I'm sorry, everyone. I don't mean to get carried away, but I'm just getting really emotional thinking of the things that Angel Reese has gone through and how difficult it has been for her this season. Um, but I do have to add one other thing we're going to talk about because it is kind of funny. Um, yeah, we're bringing back Sarah, but this is kind of wild. So, oh no, what will WNBA All-Star Game do without such elite media people covering? Yeah, here's what we get, folks. Check this out. Man, they really, really, really want attention. Let me go ahead and cancel my credential request for ASW. Sarah says I canceled my hotel because of threats I received. Not worth it for me. Have I used the word wild lately in discussing the WNBA world? Because this is wild. You serious? Yeah. It happened after a post I put up saying the WNBA is more than a player, which is true. It's truly not worth it to me. Yeah, she did. There was more context to that than, and she got ripped pretty good. And I think I mentioned that one. I think because I think that's when the whole ratings came out that they dropped 55% when Caitlin Clark was hurt. But yeah, people aren't buying this anymore. That's what I really, really do love. They actually believe in threats on the internet. Like anyone is actually willing to spend life in prison for these people. Haha, everyone gets threats, but no one ever sees them. She just wants to seem more important than she actually is. I don't even know who she is. And then, yeah, there you go. The UConn grad, Sarah. Uh, it's a desperate cry for attention is what this is. I don't believe her. That's why every media member for the last 40 years just hates coming to Indy. We're so scary that every commissioner isn't hoping more cities will look at Indy as an example. Seriously, over this narrative, large media needs to put an end to this rather than letting this ride. Just maybe the elite should become more objective and fair balanced. Good. Now those credentials can be given to real sports journalists. Nobody knows who they are. And my favorite, of course, I'll take things that never happened for 1,000, Alex. Yeah, that's kind of where I am at this point with this. I don't believe that this is something that actually happened to Sarah, but it's just again, it's just a desperate cry for attention. So you've got competing narratives now, right? They can't get on the same page. You've got those who are talking about I mean, you remember Asia Wilson started this whole thing last year with her whole, worried about things popping off when going to Indy. And then Angel Reese took it to an entirely new level with the beginning of this season and the whole investigation with the WNBA and so forth. And yet, here she is asking wrong one. So, geez, I'll find it. Asking for you to vote and send her back to the All Star game. Yet the media, I use that term loosely, is saying, oh my gosh, it's so scary. I'm getting threats. I don't think I can go. They got to get on the same page. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button if you get a chance. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel as well. Go have the day you deserve, and I will talk to you later.